What's happening? Michael,
Rat and
Kristen,
roll, rodent
welcome.
doctors.
We are all right. Well, you're the Michael. Kristen is not Kristen. She's me again. Holy shit. Change the names. What is up? How's everybody doing?
All right, how are you?
Me, I am doing wonderful.
Nice.
Just taking in this whole crazy ass world that we live in now.
Yes.
Watching the shit go down day after day after day. People talk about misinformation and then just, spout out whatever the hell they hear left and right. It's fucking crazy.
It is crazy the level of education people don't have when it comes to things that should just be common knowledge.
There was another gun discharge today. There wasn't even a shooting today. There was a gun discharge during an apprehension, an ICE operation in Los Angeles. Of course, it's in Compton, right?
Bro, yeah. High quality neighborhood.
Yeah, right. So somebody takes off, they crash their car, they try to ram federal agents, they fire defensive shots, nobody is hit. But of course they have to rope the area off, they have to do an investigation. So I was watching Portland Andy, and he's just got basically TikToks of people live. People are live at the scene with their little TikTok cameras up, their phone, and the level of bullshit that's coming from, like, I've seen a homicide investigation before, and I know that this is a homicide investigation. It's like, what are you even talking about? And then next thing you know, you have 40 people. You have 5 people with a megaphone screaming, this is our streets. That's the stupidest chant, by the way. You guys have heard some of the chants. What are the chants of these people that drive you freaking crazy?
Well, besides the Nazi and Gestapo and whatnot, it just really gets under my skin because it's really bringing down the horrific what was of the Holocaust. When you try and compare what's going on with things the brown shirts or the actual SS did compared to what ICE is doing. And I'm like, you are doing a huge disservice to a lot of victims from the 30s and 40s.
Right.
Huge disservice.
Well, and yeah, that's the exact same when they call Trump Hitler.
Yeah.
You're discrediting how evil Hitler actually was. And you're denying the severity of what the people in that region went through at that time. It's crazy.
And to say nothing of the fact that they don't actually have anything real that would justify calling him that. I mean, even if there was a parallel somewhere, they don't have it. They're not saying it. They're just, ad hominem attacks, and it's gotten old. Could you find it? Can we start calling them Pol Pot or something,
I think the "Whose Streets, Our Streets" chant, you guys have heard that one, right?
I can imagine.
That one is probably the one that I think is the most ridiculous plus hilarious, because as soon as the cops come out, it's no longer they like get off the street, or they get pepper sprayed. It's like, no, it's not your streets, actually. Shut up. They're not your streets.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was the scene here. Let me see if this is
and the lack of accountability these people have with their own actions. A dude gets pepperballed in the face, and he's blaming everyone but him, and he was the one that grabbed the officer's rifle.
Yeah. Okay, so it's our hood now. It's not just their street, it's their hood.
I'm not hearing you.
Not again.
There it is.
Okay.
There you are.
Hearing that?
I'm here. I'm here. The clip.
Okay.
Motherfucker, I wish you had the balls to drop that fucking vest and come push me again. I wish you fucking drop that fucking vest and come push me again. I want to see what kind of
They're so tough, right? They're such badasses.
On the other side of that tape.
balls you have, motherfucker.
That's why he's doing all this shit over here, pushing us. Oh, piece of shit.
She seen that? I know. I told her to get off. I know. She texted her. Yeah, motherfuckers don't have a heart. Motherfuckers doesn't have a fucking heart.
They're chasing down criminals.
Yeah. Neighbors, people contributing to their society. It annoys me more, say, like when the migrants were coming across and, President Trump says they're not sending us their best. And the Democrats are acting like, we've got Jorge, the Mexican rocket scientist, and Esmeralda, his brain surgeon wife, coming across, illegally. And
right.
No, they're getting some uneducated people that would rather steal from you than try and, assimilate.
Yep. Nope. Here's more of this crazy freaking. Let's see if I got. How's this? I mean, how is this helpful to? What does this?
Who do they think is understanding them?
How does this help? Anything? Can somebody tell me? Just how is this conductive to anything?
Like the unseen commander is going to go, you know what? They're right. All right, man, let's pack it up and go back to headquarters. I had considered it that way, but now I think they got a point. No, that won't happen.
I mean, what the? I don't have any insight into, and you just, I mean, it is that and worse day after day after day. Like just being told the most hideous stuff that you can possibly think of is what they're hearing day after day after day. And
maybe I've got more lived experiences so I can do it, but it's amazing to me how many people cannot see that they're being, force-fed propaganda. They've just hook, line, and sinker, and you have to know you're being fed bullshit, aren't you? And if they are, they're sticking with it. It's disappointing, but I would hope they are, and they're just sticking with it because they're, team loyalty. But that's pretty troublesome itself versus the other way where they're just so stupid to realize that they're being hoodwinked.
Yep, exactly.
Well, and I try to think about this as little as possible, but when you also have educators in children's classrooms that are perpetuating blatant lies, and they are regurgitating headlines that are false
and should be obviously false. I remember at the courthouse, there was something that they would throw around a lot. And when they're like discussing the criminality of an event, one of the bars would be, would a reasonable person infer? Would a reasonable person think? Man, if I took a sudden poll of my Facebook friends and what a reasonable person thinks.
terrifying.
Very.
Yeah. I had to quit Facebook for that.
No, and sometimes it's like good friends that really respected the Havia for the longest time, and now it's just, oh, you're one of them.
Facebook is tough, man. Facebook should just be for like seeing what friends are up to, and
And I missed that. Yeah, let me see your photo dump of your family vacation, or you just had a 1-year-old. We've got a million pictures of them in the same position. I missed that. But yeah, everything is just
Right.
a repost of dumb shit.
Yeah, I always liked it for the ability to stay in contact with long distance friends.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
now those friends, I'm just like, oof, there was a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's my Facebook feed is actually not too bad right now. I've kind of quieted some of the politics stuff, believe it or not. I mean, and the 2 times I've posted stuff on there about stuff, I've gotten, hit from God, I think it was right around Charlie Kirk time, and then I had people trying to freaking tell me stupid shit that, like, and then there was another, I don't know what it was, but like I had one comment, and then of course it was just a sarcastic, fucking funny, kind of half funny comment that, of course, people, there's no humor anymore about anything. It's just,
Yeah, where did that go? The being able to see something and realize that it's satire, or realize that it was offered in a comedic way, but someone's got to get all bent out of shape taking it seriously.
Yep.
You didn't think that was real, did you? Oh, you thought that was real. Good day, sir.
So this is ICE trying to stop at a gas station. So they're going around in Minneapolis. They've got a convoy of like 30 cars following them wherever they go. This is one stop at a gas station to try to go to the bathroom. And I just want to go to the bathroom and buy a Slim Jim, damn it. Well, that's the other thing. The whistles.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the whistles. I really want to shove the whistles someplace uncomfortable.
You wanted to whistle from somewhere else?
I want them to whistle from somewhere else, yes. I want them to fart and no. There we go. Now we're getting into the serious stuff. Don't spray me, I'm pressed. I'm not going to play this very much because the whistles just, I want them.
Yeah.
Really, you see this just, I mean, look at this.
Don't spray me, I'm press. Yeah. You ever watch any of those Vietnam footage with the combat correspondents getting shot because you're in a war zone?
It's the middle of the day. Is this not? I mean, I don't know where they
What's
are.
crazy is we have operations to remove people from this country going on all over, all 50 states, including Alaska, has operations going on. This is one of the only places. Now, when something like happened in California or Portland with the shooting the other day, yes, it's going to draw a crowd. These people are going to come out. Minnesota is a fucked up place. It just really is.
And yeah, you're right. They got ICE removing people out of Houston, Texas. But you know what happens? Houston PD holds the dude in jail until ICE shows up and picks him up.
Right? And people like, I saw one post in West Virginia. I don't know if this was somebody just bullshitting, but they're like, there was an ICE operation in a parking lot, and she's like, people are coming up and saying hi and supporting the officers and everything. So
yeah. Meanwhile, the state next door, their moderate governor, 6 hours into office, went totally left of linen. Sorry, different subject.
In Virginia. Oh my
Yeah.
God. I think we'll cover that next week because we'll know a little more.
More
next
study
week.
time, yeah.
Because they just basically the legislature kicked in a whole bunch of freaking bills that are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Minnesota. Now, over the weekend in Minnesota, we had some real freaking craziness happen. And I thought I had it pulled up, but I don't have the actual. Oh, really? Okay, so give me 1 second. Sorry, guys. So basically a group of morons led by, which now he's saying he didn't lead it, but led by Don Lemon, went into a church on Sunday during services.
The way that man still thinks he's relevant.
Oh my God.
Just bewildering.
All right, so this was and I'm sure people know about it, but this was kind of a little bit of it.
You're not sharing it?
Why would I not be sharing it, Michael?
Because you didn't
hit the button. Okay.
Yeah.
These are people infiltrating a church. Okay, so see this chick right here? See her right here?
Renee Good!
This is the leader. The guy that's screaming right now is a fucking nutter, and we're going to talk more about him in a minute. But this person right here is the leader of this thing.
Renee Good! Renee Good! Renee Good! Renee Good!
How proud of themselves they are. I mean, just initial reactions on this. Kristen, go.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Not it.
It's got to be for show because I just can't imagine them thinking, like any other outcome besides clicks that would be positive for them.
So this guy, while he does this, now he's got his camera not only showing the crowd, but showing him as well. You say this is for clicks. This is for show. Why would you need to show yourself if this is not performative?
Oh, yeah,
white people who are
No, he wants credit for it. Absolutely.
living lavish, comfortable lives while children
Looks
are
like he
dragged
does.
into concentration camps. You're living real life, nice lives with your lattes, doing absolutely nothing for your Latino and Somali brothers and sisters. You come here to a man wearing a suit is a
This guy is this
preacher? Did Jesus wear a suit? Did Jesus profit off the words? No! Jesus would dine with immigrants. Do not touch me. Touch me again and see what happens.
Hey, you can't.
You are a fake Christian. Why are you not standing with your Somali and Latino communities? Why do I not see you out at Whipple every day protesting this attack on humanity? Where are you?
Better shit to do.
You're sinners. You're pretending to be Christians, but we know you live an easy life, don't you? A very easy life while people are starving. Shame. Out.
I really want to
Throat punch him. Not that I advocate violence.
a shovel comes to mind.
Yeah.
Or a wood, wood bats are superior to aluminum bats because wood is solid, aluminum hollow. So there's more longevity with the wood bat.
It's easier to clean because nothing gets stuck in the wood grain.
Yeah, but the sound on contact with wood is that.
I like that.
I don't like the doink. I like the thud. Give me the thud every day. Yeah, Patty, exactly. I would definitely. I'm sorry. So yeah, so this guy is weirdo. He calls himself the woke farmer. So he actually has a GoFundMe that he gets people to donate to, so he can go around and do this.
And now he's part of the like president of the Didn't Do Nothing campaign.
Yep. So here is this. Here he is
And then next thing you know how they line up out here.
Here he is at the Whipple. So this is at the thing in the ICE office in Minneapolis.
At least 50 of them lined up, and instead of moving forward like they normally do to push the crowd back, since we weren't in the road, we were back her mom right in her face.
There he is. What is this? This is him in Washington, D.C. giving shit to the National Guard troops. Same fucking guy.
Oh, you've never deployed. So you're a staff sergeant, never deployed, who is now...
He claims he was a combat veteran, but actually he was in the Army as an HR person. So he's never actually been to combat.
Violating the Constitution. Excuse us. What's your deal? You don't believe in the Constitution? Is that what it is? How much you get paid for this? I don't get paid at all. I'm a volunteer. I do this for love of the Republic, unlike you.
He doesn't get paid for this at all. Well,
Come from some...
you have a freaking GoFundMe and beg people for money to go do this. So yes, Dick Wade, you do get paid for it. I can find the thing, but yeah, reactions.
Too much free time. That man needs occupation.
Not enough being told as a child.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody told them that their opinion mattered,
Mm-hmm.
and they ran with it.
Delusions of relevance.
Yep.
There was
like he is. Yeah, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just gonna say there was a video made in between then and now of a black man saying that they would never have gone into a black church and done that.
Oh, right. Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, man, I kind of wish Christians would just come up and just not. I mean, how many? There have been so many Christian church shootings,
right?
And these people, I'm a little surprised that there isn't a better defense for people just busting into a church anymore. Or now.
Well, wasn't it in Texas? They solved that problem last year when someone came busting in.
Somebody
well,
shot
a few years
people,
ago. Yeah.
He was shot himself by somebody that was carrying.
It's Texas. You might as well just assume every other person's carrying.
Mm-hmm.
You remember the Draw Muhammad thing?
Yeah. Charlie Hebdo.
You remember that? No. In Texas, the Draw Muhammad competition.
I guess I don't.
Oh, really?
That's probably not a good idea. I mean, that's poking a bear, but
no. But there was that one guy that was walking around with some bacon at one of the rallies.
Mm-hmm. So no, there was an actual, somebody said, let's have a Draw Muhammad contest.
Which is a no-no, right? It's a no-no to them?
Muhammad.
Mohammad.
Yes.
So it was in Texas, and then two people showed up to ambush it. Two Muslims showed up to ambush it, and they didn't make it into the thing. They were shot down before they even made it into the arena. Trying to find the damn stories, and it looks like it's been memory holed on the internet to is it? Yeah, anyway.
Oh, I remember what I was saying about these guys. For a while, I was thinking that, this is just a generation of people that were never told no as kids. What I think, in addition to that, because that's probably there, is these are people that never picked a fight on the playground and lost. They never learned the
Right.
lesson of don't start nothing, won't be nothing.
Yeah, so you can see he's got $40,000 raised. I don't know what it is now, but this is him begging the feds to come arrest him now. So now he's taunting
Christy
Sam
Nome,
Bundy.
the bird-legged fucking hoe that she is, has said she's coming to
What was the
arrest
point?
us all tonight, for our little protest. And it wasn't even a protest. Let's call it what it was. We went into the house of God and preached the words of God. But, a lot of us are scared.
I
Hell,
can't stand that.
How arrogant these people are. Just like there's no consequences whatsoever for what they think is coming.
Well, and taking Jesus's name or words and putting them into your own context is so crazy to me.
My wife is terrified for me right now. They're trying to tie all these protests I've done together and label me as some sort of domestic terrorist. Who knows what they're going to do? But, it's still.
Yeah, he's the victim, not anybody else. He's the victim, right?
Clearly.
He's clearly the victim.
Still white privilege right now. We're experiencing what these Latino people feel every night, the fear that their door is going to get kicked down and they're going to get taken away. So wake the fuck up, America. They're coming for us now. They're coming for the people. Stop ignoring this. It's time to stand up. It's time to organize. It's time to stop having fucking permitted fucking parades. It's time for civil disobedience. Get off your fucking asses now before they come for you.
The idea. Okay, so there was that when they were coming from for the Jews, nobody stood up, or they were going for all these different minorities, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, well, they're actually coming for you next, and there's nobody to defend you or stand up with you against this. I can't remember what the
I know what they're
Okay.
Oh, and yeah, exactly.
So he's trying to pull that into, they're coming after Latinos and they're gonna come for you next. And I think that's absolutely insane.
So in his mind, the majority of people, like a vast majority of the people, think like him. In his mind, he thinks that
And you're a moron if you don't.
most people think like him, and the problem is most people just want to be left alone, to do their job, to go to work, to provide for their family, to go to church on Sunday. Just leave me alone and let me live my life. How much longer are people? He is right. There is a lot of people that are on the edge of standing up. I don't know that I don't think he really wants what he's asking for, because they're not going to be the ones standing up and rallying behind him. I think there's a whole lot of people that are getting sick of this shit. You agree?
Well, I'm starting to see other people like some morons who think that they could somehow block a vehicle. I saw a guy was trying to block a dark SUV. I think it was dark, but anyway, the context is the guy on the road assumed this SUV was ICE, and he's standing in front of it trying to hold it, and he maybe punched the truck or something like that. Driver gets out and just haymaker after haymaker. I mean, this dude's doing pile drivers on this guy and basically explaining to him, you don't do this to my car. Oh, and I'm not ICE or whatever. I'm just going to work. We get a few more of those blowing up. I would hope that a few of these knuckleheads start losing some steam and going, Oh, I don't think I want, broken orbital sockets anymore.
They attacked Ice Cube's bus because they
Yeah.
thought he was ice.
Mhm.
These people are absolute fucking morons.
I've
Oh,
often
yeah,
wondered
no,
about the
exactly.
school system.
There was a group of 5 guys that went to lunch the other day in Minneapolis, and they were developers. They were just software developers. And the next thing you know, somebody thought they were ICE, reported it. They had 30 people show up to a fucking little cafe, blowing whistles in their face, telling them they're ICE. And they're like, some of the people even agreed. Some of the people agreed with these people, but they said, well, if you're not out here with us, you're against us. That's what they were told. And so that right there will turn people up against your
Cause.
yeah, exactly.
Ugh.
I mean, did you hear that story, Michael, or no?
Oh yeah, no, I saw it. Except it really wasn't new to me. It just, same book, different page.
I'm trying to find it. Software, like goofball. Software engineers eating in a deli in Minneapolis were swarmed and harassed after anti-IS activists falsely identified them as federal agents. They were cursed at, told to leave the neighborhood, and even called pedophiles. Just now, normal people can't even go to eat because they look like they might be undercover federal agents. I mean, and then yeah, people like William Kelly. William Kelly is that guy's name.
Do these Minneapolis types actually realize how undercover works, and you're not supposed to be able to identify them because they're undercover? In disguise, incognito.
What's that part? What's that part in The Departed when he's like, "Yeah, if anybody walks by and doesn't acknowledge us,
You're
they're
a cop. Yeah, yeah.
That's all I can think of.
When Rob and I did the APD Citizens Academy, and they were talking about the undercover guys, they had a couple guys show up in plain clothes, and one of them was like, "Yeah, I'm not trying to look like a drug user or anything. I'm just trying to look like not a cop."
Yeah, wearing a button up and some khakis.
Well, I thought one thing that kind of would have given him away if there was in the situation if we didn't already know, when he said, "We've been mandated to give this briefing to you." You're like, yeah, regular normies don't get mandated. Sworn officers do.
Yep. No, exactly. So get out of our effing neighborhood. I hope you die, is what they're told. How is that? I mean, what's crazy is that a lot of the actual politicians on the left side they're behind this 100%. And if you listen for 5 minutes to shit that's being screamed out there, how could anyone be behind that?
You know what comes to mind is when Cuomo, it was during the Black Lives Matter riots, and Cuomo on national TV said, "Please tell me where it says that
Oh yeah.
that protests are supposed to be peaceful."
Oh, yeah.
It's like, well, the Constitution, buddy. I don't.
Well, funny thing that the Constitution doesn't even say you can protest. The 5 pillars of the First Amendment are speech, religion, press, peaceful assembly, and redress of grievances. You could twist the words and say peaceful assembly and free speech. You could protest out of that, but it doesn't specifically say protest. So to protest, you have to not use hate speech and peacefully assemble. I'm not saying we're all stuck to just holding up picket signs and marching on the sidewalk, but starting the riot and rolling dumpsters on fire down the street,
Yeah. into your neighbor's 7-Eleven
Yeah.
or mom and pop shop. Yeah, setting those on fire, setting cars on fire.
Mhm.
Peaceful.
Peaceful.
we saw what they did at that church, right?
Yeah.
This was just a couple of hours ago on CNN. They interviewed the person who put that all together. And I haven't watched this yet, but this is what the headline says. So this is what she said they did. So
Can't wait for
Hit the
this.
button. Rob, hit the button.
I'm not sharing shit. You gotta yell at me.
Yeah.
And I do want to correct something that was said in the beginning. We did not rush into that church. We actually went and sat down and participated in the service. And after the pastor prayed,
It's
that
like
is when
a
I stood up
recording.
and
They didn't rush into the church, Kristen. They went in and participated in the sermon. That's all they did.
Yep, on bended knee, worshipped with the people already there.
Well, I mean, God, I hate to do this, but could both things be true? Could they have gone
In this situation, no.
sat in the back? Did we see them all coming through the doors?
I guess the video starts when we see them all standing up, walking
Yes,
down
so-
and then straight to the front where
Right.
the altar is.
And you guys, I really hate to do that, but I didn't see the part where they entered the church. They could have went back or came in and sat.
I
in
don't
the
mind
back
devil's
of
advocate.
the-
You're right. We did not get that clip. I did get the pastor telling them that you're disruptive and need to leave.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. At that point, it definitely was.
Yep. So let's go and let her
and
finish here.
asked him a question in response to his prayer. And then he responded to me. And then I proceeded to ask him about Pastor David Easterwood and how is it possible for him to serve as both the pastor and the director of ICE for Minnesota. And instead of responding to me, as soon as I said the
I guess we did see where Don Lemon was outside and he was talking about how they were getting ready to go in
Right.
to the church.
Okay, so
as a
why
protest.
how is she so fucking important that she can take the time of the pastor and start grilling him during his sermon? How is this bitch so fucking important that the pastor has to then answer all the fucking questions that she had? This pisses me off. I would
name David Easterwood, the pastor says, shame, shame. And that is when I led us in chants, justice for Renee Good and hands up, don't shoot. So I want to clarify that. We didn't rush in. We didn't bust in. We were a part of the service until I got up and posed that question.
until we weren't, and I got up and just disrupted everybody and frightened everybody and was a fucking terrorist.
To the pastor.
All right, and obviously, I'm not going to dispute your saying what happened. I'm merely.
We have the video for that.
Now you saw the guy running around screaming at everybody, right? We saw that, right? We saw Mr. Kelly intimidating the entire thing. We saw everybody leaving. We saw all of that. I'm beyond. I mean, that is just.
I just am really in such disbelief that it's not a mosque or like none of this ever happens in any other religion. I mean, I guess
Well, it does in the synagogues.
the Jews do get it
Yeah.
a little bit, yeah. But this church, the only reason why this church was targeted is because one of the pastors is an ICE agent or an ICE affiliate. He's something spokesperson or something. They found out that he is the pastor of this church, and so they thought that this was an acceptable action.
So there is a law, and I didn't realize. I thought this was a newer law, but let's look at earlier. But now it was actually a 1994 law that prohibits use of force, threats, or physical obstruction to block people from entering reproductive health clinics or places of worship. So I think it was
abortion clinics.
It was basically Ted Kennedy and Democrats back in the 90s that said we need to protect abortion clinics. And I think there was compromise with the Republicans, which, actually happened back then. There was actually compromise bills that came up. And they said, okay, if you're going to do that, then we also need to put more, religious places on this too. It can't just be one thing. So this is the actual bill. And it's not very long. It's just basically whoever by force, threat, or force, by force of threat of by force or threat of force, or by physical obstruction, intentionally injures, intimidates, or interferes with, or attempts to injure, intimidate, or interfere with any person, because that person has or been in, or in order to intimidate this person. God, why do they make it so stupid? Why do they write
Lawyers?
Oh my God.
Why do lawyers have to become lawmakers?
Yep. By force, threat of force, physical obstruction, intentional injuries, intimidates, or interferes, any person lawfully exercising or seeking to exercise the First Amendment right of religious freedom at a place of religious worship. So this law is
signed by Bill.
Yep, signed by Bill Clinton. There's a law. It does say First Amendment right of religious places. So here is the actual AG, Attorney General of Minnesota,
who's going to ignore it.
That says nope, it doesn't.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the FACE Act. In Minnesota, we uphold the right of a woman to choose, and some of the activists, will, sort of so we're in both. It has to, the law has to do with whether or not people's freedom to protest, in generally regarding reproductive clinics and things like that. So that's the FACE Act.
Wait, that was DL. Is that DL Hughley?
That's Keith Ellison that was talking just now. Keith Ellison is the Attorney General of Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the FACE Act. In Minnesota, we uphold the right of a woman to choose, and some of the activists, will, sort of so we're in both.
What is he even saying? He's not even speaking English.
Yeah, he's trying to get his word salad correct.
Bill, the law has to do with whether or not people's freedom to protest, in generally regarding reproductive clinics and things like that.
He has no idea what the law even says. He has no idea that this law actually says.
Can you imagine him making this argument in front of Minnesota's Supreme Court?
Oh my God, no. I mean, why are these people just so dumb? That's what I don't understand. How do they get to where they're at and be so dumb? Because there's nobody else that wants the job. Is that it? Is that really it?
No, I'm sure there's plenty, but I don't have an answer. I'm sure it's the career politicians in there somewhere. It's like
like a puppet. Like they're so stupid they don't understand what they're doing. So they're easily manipulated by whatever above whoever them or above them. Maybe.
Yeah.
So, and then this was the time the pastor told Don, your time. Hang on. Turn that down. Share this tab. Share it on the screen. I'm getting the hang of it again here.
What do you think of this? I mean, this is unacceptable. It's shameful. It's shameful to interrupt a public gathering of Christians in worship. So,
but there were folks who will say,
I have to take care of my flock.
Okay, but listen, we live in there's a Constitution and a First Amendment to freedom of speech and freedom to assemble and protest.
Go ahead, give me the argument against how is Don Lemon wrong there?
There's no
Anybody
freedom to
go?
protest.
That's one. What else?
Well, I think that they impeded somebody else's right to practice their religion. Your freedoms don't trump mine. When your acts of freedom, yes, when you start disrespecting or disrupting my freedoms, that's when there's a problem.
Yes.
We all have this freedom. They're impeding on that freedom of that church.
To say nothing of the fact that I'm positive this pastor was available during the week to sit down and probably do the on-camera interview.
Yes. And I'm sure he would have loved to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is Don Lemon and the people that went in that church, why is their right to assemble and their freedom of speech more important than these other people's freedom?
Well, one thing is
Why?
the source, and Don Lemon has delusions of relevance. He thinks he's relevant, and we just have to suffer it. That's one.
I would love to know a conversation between him and his white husband.
Oh God!
Oh dear, yeah.
I would love to sit in on that. How does that go? Like, is our roles reversed? Is he like, hey, Cracker, I said, get me coffee? Is it like completely reversed?
Yeah, right. Or the white husband's like, hey, but
those clothes aren't folded right.
All right. Come on, nephew.
Yeah, I would just love to sit in on how their conversations go. If his husband is like super pandering to him, and also like, you are right, my big strong black man.
Don Lemon actually, after he was let go at CNN, first they took his night show away from him and they put him on the morning show,
Well,
and
that's
then
he lost his show because no one watched it.
He lost ratings, right? Yeah.
Yep. And then he made some comment about women or something on the morning show.
Oh yeah, no, about women being in their prime, and it's like the reference was in the prime of, say, like in your 20s or whatnot, you're in the prime of your life because that's when you're the most agile and physically fit and all that. And he was saying is a reference to child rearing,
right?
As if that's the only thing the women are good for.
Yeah, he got booted for that.
Roasted.
Booted for that. So then Elon Musk was going to give him his own show on X.
And after one interview,
pay him pretty handsomely, I'm sure. And he interviewed Elon Musk and was a complete dick. Just a complete, and even if you're, let's say you're trying to give Elon Musk tough questions, it wasn't even that. He was just a complete jerk.
They were
to
terrible
Elon Musk.
questions.
And Elon's just like, you're an idiot. I'm not going to give you anything. And then, like I said, sayonara, dude.
Yeah.
The fuck on out. So there's a lot of, so Harmeet Dillon, Pam Bondi, they all came out. They all made statements. They all basically sent harshly worded letters. And a lot of people, there's a lot of speculation that nothing is going to happen about this. Like there's a lot of talk. I mean, people, they used the FACE Act. Biden administration used the FACE Act multiple times on people not even impeding abortion clinics, just being outside abortion clinics.
And praying.
Yes.
I
and
think
those
there
people,
were 4 women. Oh, I don't want to lead anybody, so we can look it up. But I think there were 4 women given pretty heavy sentences for praying outside of an abortion clinic.
Yep. Let's see. DOJ brought numerous cases under the FACE Act against vigils engaging in activities like peaceful protests or blockades. Notable examples include the arrest and prosecution of Mark Houck, who, like, Mark Houck, they sent like an FBI SWAT team to his house, arrested him in front of his kids, like held his whole family at freaking gunpoint. That was
Gross
ridiculous,
overreach.
beyond ridiculous. Yeah. And so a lot of people have skepticism and reservations that actually anything is going to happen. Because what has actually happened? I mean, there's been so much shit.
Well, I got to tell you, I don't think anyone had a Sheikh U.S. attorney filing charges of the KKK Act against a black man on their bingo card.
I really hope that happens. I do.
Maybe one for the books.
I would just like a win. Maduro isn't good enough for me. I want to win stateside. I want somebody in the clanks. I just don't understand how there isn't.
I think we're getting the win. I put gas in the van the other day and I got way more for my $60 than I usually do. So that's winning. That's coming around to what it should have been, because it wasn't too long after Biden took office that gas just started trickling up and up and up and up.
Yeah.
So, we can't build Rome in a day on this, but I think the wins are coming. What's upsetting to me is I don't think anyone on the left is going to see the error of their ways. You go, oh, well, I guess it really wasn't that bad because all these good things are happening with us, exporting energy and, economy doing great. No.
Yeah.
He could cure cancer tomorrow and they would advocate for cancer.
Yeah. I mean, it would be nice to see just like a Don Lemon in jail.
Sure.
It would be nice to have like that kind of a win. Some repercussions happening to these people who are terrible people who have misled Trump winning a libel case against, was it the BBC?
Well, it was CBS settled.
Right.
Yeah, so BBC is the one he's going after currently.
Okay.
That hasn't settled, but CBS settled. I think NBC gave him a settlement.
No, Trump getting more money. Anybody getting more money isn't. Yeah. I don't care. I want to see people in shackles and serving prison time. And I just feel like of all of the things that people have done, which I'm sure if you gave me a second, I could think of a few, but what's going on with the Clintons?
Yeah. Why? Wow, I never want to hear Democrats say no one is above the law ever again.
Yeah.
I mean, did they even send a letter explaining why they weren't showing up to congressional hearing? Send any sort of representative at all? They just no call, no showed?
That was my understanding.
Yeah. I thought I heard something that like maybe some sort of letter. I respectfully decline your invitation. Yeah. No, they don't, but it's not an invitation, it's a subpoena.
Yeah.
But
yeah, no, it's
I used to think that eventually if we waited it out long enough, the left would eat themselves as they do. I got a little bit of hope over Nicki Minaj.
that was pleasant.
It was nice. It was nice to hear her speak out. And then
we've had quite a few walk away. The walk away campaign actually did get some people saying, wait a second, they're all ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then the Kavanaugh hearings, there were quite a few people said, what you've done to that man is wrong.
Yeah.
But I don't believe anyone who makes a decision like that is really going to stick to their guns for life.
No, I think
the-
I think you're right.
The next
People,
shiny penny that comes up, they're going to go with it.
yeah, people like Nicki Minaj can make a difference. This was her most recent one that Don Lemon freaked out and clapped back at her, but didn't pull any punches here. And she kind of saying the same thing you did, Kristen, just in a little more street way.
She's a bit more of a poet. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want that thug in jail. He would never do that to any other religion. All of that is true. And the third, the first line is true too.
Well, that's just a man's preference. We're not going to fault him there. It'd be nice if he didn't have to like advertise it all the time like we care.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. So just another little quick Minnesota thing. There was this story that got all the press about the baby, and these people they were going home from a basketball game and they were just passing by this place and they got stuck in traffic.
Oh my gosh, we took a wrong turn.
And we took a wrong turn and ICE threw a grenade and tear gas their car. And it turns out they actually were filmed at the scene 45 minutes before.
Are they actually using CS gas?
I have no idea. But this is them at like 8:30 in the evening. And then
Wednesday night, as chemical gas, flashbangs, and fireworks were exchanged.
We were leaving South Minneapolis from our son's basketball game at Anderson Middle School.
Just straight up lying.
As the night unfolded,
we started to see, lights and stuff.
One North Minneapolis family trying to make their way home.
Like even trying to leave, I couldn't go backwards, forward. It was like I was just stuck.
Destiny and Sean Jackson, along with their 6 kids, had just left a nearby grocery store after the game when they turned onto Lyndale. Sean says they tried to take a side street after they saw the crowds.
There's nothing we can do if it's blocked off.
Sean and Destiny say they were stuck between crowds of protesters and law enforcement. When law enforcement tried to disperse the crowd,
all we heard was boom, and every airbag deployed.
They say a flashbang went off near their car as tear gas enveloped them.
And I was screaming to my oldest son, Sean, I'm like, get out. Like, I can't, Mom, and I can't breathe.
Destiny says bystanders pulled her in.
Why is it always I can't breathe? You notice that's the thing now to say.
Yeah.
I can't breathe. You just fought with the cops. And I'm not talking about these people, but you see these videos online, people fighting with the cops.
Well, if you're female, you can also say I'm pregnant.
They fight the cops. They fight and they fight and they fight. You finally you tase them 4 times. You finally get them into handcuffs. As soon as the handcuffs are on, they're screaming at the top of their lungs, I can't breathe. Well, if you could scream at the top of your lungs, I think you can breathe. Just saying that, the way that airflow works is you need airflow in order to scream, right? Am I crazy?
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Into a home to check on her as she screamed that her 6-month-old child was still in the car.
He was just like lifeless, like he had like foam like around his mouth, and he had tears coming out his eyes. I was giving him mouth to mouth, and I remember stopping and I said, I will give you all my breath till you get yours back, because nobody wants to see their kids like that.
The family was taken to the hospital, all now okay.
Like my kids' stuff is still in the car. My son's school stuff.
A family on their way home.
Now, there's been no confirmation from anybody whatsoever that this kid stopped breathing. But,
no confirmation the kid was gassed.
They were in the right place at the right time, and so now they're at $200,000. Where can we get some of this? We're either going to open up a daycare or a transport company, or we got to get ourselves somehow tear gassed or something. I don't know, Kristen. What are we going to do?
I don't know. I was just kind of thinking,
How do we get into this shit?
if we gave all of our friends $1 and then got $1 from all of their friends, how do we?
Yep.
Sorry, I think it's absolutely fucking bananas. And what I think is even crazier are the people that interview these people before fact checking, before doing any type of investigation on them, before finding out that they got to be like, ooh, never mind. They're all liars.
Yep. Here they are 45 minutes before this when there should have been at a basketball game, right? They were coming from a basketball game and then they went to the store.
What was the final score of the game?
Yeah.
Who played?
Yep. Nope. There they are at the thing.
I mean, it was a middle school game. The score couldn't have been much more than like 6-9.
Now we also find out that the mom
was a bastard.
Initially, her name was Destiny Bradshaw, and who was indicted on first-degree murder charges in 2019 in North Minnesota or Minneapolis. Now 26, but she has changed her name to her husband's name, I guess. But yeah, she was initially charged, and I don't know if she actually spent any time in prison. It didn't. I think they're still digging into that. But yeah, where when they're at this thing, when they're all hanging out here, where are the children? Where's her 6-month-old? That's the big question. Where is the 6-month-old while they're doing this? If they were supposed to be at a basketball game and at the store, where is the 6-year-old?
Is that her? What do their shirts say?
I don't know. Go back and see. Stop it. It looks like it's just kind of looks like it's some kind of symbol or something.
There's like stuff on the back. I'm sure it doesn't matter.
I thought it's
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. But anyway, it's just how a story can take, and then you don't get the actual story, right? A lot of people are not even going to catch
Follow
this,
up,
right?
circle back.
I see what you did there, Patty. Haas long were they not there?
That's funny.
Haas long to die in the cold.
That's funny.
That's awesome right there. Okay, so Sarah Fields, do you either of you follow Sarah Fields? She's an independent journalist out of Texas.
No.
So look up Sarah Fields. She's on Facebook. She's on X. I don't know if she's on TikTok or not.
Sarah
Probably
Fields.
not. Yep, right here, Sarah Fields. And here, Sarah Fields. So this was the original report that she had the other day. There was a 15-year-old girl killed when an illegal immigrant runs a stop sign in Charlotte, North Carolina. So on November 24th, 2025, Julio Cesar Exocop Vicente was a 40-year-old illegal immigrant, ran a stop sign. And a 15-year-old who was riding her bike, and her body, she flew into the air. So they arrested him, and he eventually succumbed to, they put her in a coma. And then he basically fled on foot. And they caught up to him, and he said he fled because he, didn't have it because of his immigration status. So she passed away. He was charged. He was arrested the following day, November 25th, at his apartment. He was charged with driving without a license, reckless driving, felony hit and run. But he was released on $10,000 bail. While she was still in the hospital fighting for life in a coma, His charge of driving without a license was dismissed for some reason. Nobody could ever explain why his charge was dismissed. So then Paris succumbed to her injury. She passed away in mid-December. Should have led to upgraded charges, including felony death by vehicle or manslaughter. However, I mean, we're in January already. He has not been charged with anything. None of the charges have been upgraded. Nothing. Macy's got a extensive criminal history.
All the priors, yeah.
Yep, 2022 DWIK said he had failed to appear. And then 2022 assault on a female. And so, so this was 3 days ago. This was on, Sarah posted this January 10th. So actually, yeah, that was more than, that was like 11 days ago. At the same time, she put in a tip to ICE. Well, we have some good news. On January 10th, I released an exclusive about the 15-year-old girl who was killed by an illegal immigrant when he ran a stop sign. My reporting revealed that parts of his charges were dropped. Passed away a month later. I also reported that her killer was walking free because he never got arrested. He never went back. There's been no furthering on his case. Day after I released my report, I submitted a tip to ICE regarding Vicente, who is out on a $10,000 bond. I honestly did not have high hopes. I am happy to report that Julio Cesar ex-capo Vicente was picked up by ICE on January 14th, 2026, 4 days after my report. And he should be hopefully on the way out of here. ICE arrests criminal illegal alien who killed 15-year-old. Under Charlotte Mayor sanctuary policies, this killer is let out on bond. January 14th, ICE announced the arrest of ex-capo Vicente, a criminal illegal alien from Guatemala who killed 15-year-old girl after running a stop sign while speeding and striking. So hopefully, I mean, I would rather see him go to prison for a long time, but deportation works as well. Just get him the hell out of here.
That's very reminiscent of that Ukrainian girl on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
The guy should have been in prison, or in jail, and was let go on a promissory note that he came back to his court hearing. And instead he shanked a little girl in her neck.
Yeah. No, that's one of the most, I mean, just.
So this feels like a win.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you have, I mean, just this happened like 2 days ago, January 20th.
It's nice to hear that we're not hearing about this because there was ICE protests and shootings.
Have you guys ever been to Mexico or a Central American country?
Oh, yeah.
You notice how much faith they put in everyone else's braking ability and whatnot?
Oh, yeah, driving there is nuts.
And you want these people on the roads here in America? An insane person wants these people having driver's license? No, it better not.
And anywhere else you go, you have to have a visa, and there's actual penalties for overstaying your visa and working there when you shouldn't be working there. And I mean, there's actually rules that everybody else is supposed to follow except for us. We are the only country that's not allowed to have immigration laws. So yeah, this just happened like this weekend. 2 college kids, or yesterday, 2 North Carolina kids hit head on by a drunk illegal alien with multiple, as one was previously been charged with DUI, multiple failures to appear in court, driving on a suspension license, and has never been deported. Cannot speak English, has to have a translator. And yeah, I mean, hopefully he's still in prison or jail. I haven't seen that he's been released, but again, just 2 days ago, we have the same thing, the continuation of what the hell's going on.
Yeah. More to follow.
What I can't stand is the argument where it's like, is it just illegals? And it's like, well, no, but it would be a lot less.
Right?
You know,
Like that should not have happened.
No.
It shouldn't have happened. Yeah. And then let's see. Okay. So yeah, yeah. No, don't do that. Okay, so that's just an ongoing fucking thing. It's going to continue to be an ongoing thing.
Yep. We might as well start making a quilt.
What kind of quilt?
Well, with all the victims' names on it, like in Riley and.
Oh fuck. Yeah, that's going to be a huge goddamn quilt. So I saw that there was maybe something about Greenland. Has anybody heard the update on Greenland? I know that
I know someone thinks it's for sale. I don't know. I haven't heard Denmark's stance on this yet.
Denmark is saying no, but here's okay. So I actually really like this, and I think it's important that it would be a United States territory. China has already moved into the North Pole.
How?
Hold on.
Well, they can't stay there.
No, I don't know if it's barging through the
Because we go there by submarine. And China doesn't have a blue water submarine fleet yet.
You guys talk.
I know they're like building their own islands in the South China Sea.
So what I'm seeing here is basically it's going to stay a territory of Denmark.
Status quo.
Go back. Yeah, it does. It really doesn't look like.
You're not sharing.
I know. I'm trying to pull it back up here. All right. So what I'm seeing here is it says that the new deal is Denmark has to keep paying the population of Greenland $600 million per year. USA gets sovereignty over whichever parts we want for U.S. military bases. The USA also gets mineral rights. So that's something new. So we don't have mineral rights there. No China and Russia, and then no cost to anybody except for, what it's going to take to
put our oil pumps in.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's not a horrible deal, right? I mean, as long as everybody sticks to it, I don't think that's a.
Yeah.
I think the mineral rights and the land for bases, because like some of the bases here in Alaska, it's going to be an important part, especially. I think that it'll be an important part for some of the missile defense, but also early warning stuff, right? Like that's a big focus of a lot of the military bases and the buildup here in Alaska. It's not just the missiles, which we have. We also have some really correct, which we have some really sophisticated early warning stuff. Like we're going to know, like in order for Russia or whoever to launch a nuclear weapon, it's not just, you hear about pushing the button. There's a lot more that happens before that button gets pushed, right? Like
we'll be able to see. If it is at ICBM, we'll be able to see it take off. Of course, it only takes 5 minutes to get here, but we will be able to detect the launch.
What I'm saying too is we should be able to, with stuff that we got now, we should be able to detect all of the activity, human and otherwise, that is necessary to launch a missile. It's like I said, it's not just turn the key and launch, right? It's
Yeah, you have to fuel the missile and things like that.
Fuel, you've got activity that's going to happen prior to any kind of firing off. So I think that's what a lot of our early warning system is about, is detecting some of that activity. So Greenland being
where they are.
Yep. And I mean, somebody mentioned to me the other night who had looked into it, it was like Seward initially was looking into Greenland at the same time they were looking at Alaska. Like
They've been talking about it since Lincoln.
Exactly.
It's been a very tabled discussion for a very long time.
Oh yeah. Michael, do you have the water over there you could throw over to me? I have one that's like full or almost full.
I asked you if you wanted more than one.
Yeah, well, I should have said yes. Anyway, that's
just brought two.
Yep, probably.
Lesson
do that
learned.
next time.
Yeah.
Okay, so the other story that we want to talk about tonight is I don't know, there's this
lobotomy.
Little gathering of folks on the other side of the planet that, likes to think that they are the ones that decide our future. You remember our Davos video, the very first video I think we did for was making fun of Davos and and the whole thing. And for years it's all been about global warming, and we have to get rid of fossil fuels. And now it is all about AI, and
it's 2 letters.
And the fact that in order to have AI needs water and it needs power. And that wind and solar will not give AI the steady amount of power that they need. So now we need to move away from fossil fuels and all that and move away from wind and solar, because now that's not. So yeah, I was trying to find that on here. Sorry. But yeah. So Krista, did you look much into the WEF? I know we talked a little bit about it. And it's not something that's on a lot of people's radar, right? It's like a lot of people don't even realize that this shit happens, that world leaders and corporate bags of piss get together and decide what the rest of the world's going to do, right? Not a lot of people realize that this shit happens. So did you look into some of it, or?
No, unfortunately,
No? Okay.
I did see. The only part I saw was Macron wearing sunglasses. He had some ruptured eyeball things, hemorrhagings.
Yep.
I did see another thing about praise for Trump. One of the leaders was praising Trump for something. Yeah, I got nothing, babe.
Okay. So yeah, so this was let's see.
The world is going to be short power. And to power these data companies, you cannot have just this intermittent power like wind and solar. You need dispatchable power, because you can't turn off and on these data centers.
We believe that outside the United Nations, this is the largest gathering. We believe that outside the United Nations, this is the largest gathering of global leadership of the post-COVID period of time. For many people, this meeting feels out of step with the moment. We hear all about the elites. And how does that play out in an age of populism? How does an established institution make a difference in an era of deep institutional mistrust? And there's some truth to the critique. I believe in this forum for a long time. I certainly wouldn't be leading this if I didn't believe that we can change and make the world better.
How big of a narcissist you have to be to think that you alone or with a couple of people can decide the fate of the entire planet? Like we hear about supervillains and shit on, Superman comics and whatnot.
Lex Luthor, the greatest criminal mind of our time.
Yep. That's what these people actually are. I mean, are you familiar with BlackRock, Kristen?
Yes. What is it? BlackRock, Vanguard, and one other corporation are all, they pretty much own everything.
They control trillions of dollars of investments. They buy single family homes and then rent them back to people, through their subsidiaries, of course, through the companies that they own stock in. But let's finish.
But it's
let's
also
let Dickhead
obvious
finish here.
that the world now places far less trust in us to help shape what comes next. If the World Economic Forum is going to be useful going forward, it has to regain that trust.
We need you to trust us more. Trust us. We have your best interest at heart. I promise.
Ask me.
I swear.
You don't believe me? Ask me.
Yep. So here he is again. Let's listen to what he says about.
I think the movement towards tokenization, decimalization is necessary. It's ironic that we see two emerging countries leading the world in decimalization, in the tokenization and digitization of their currency. That's Brazil and India. I think we need to move very rapidly to doing that. We would be reducing fees. We would do more democratization by reducing more fees.
Now,
If we
let's
had
finish and then we'll talk about what he's actually
tokenized
saying.
Platform that you could move from a tokenized money market fund to equities and bonds and back and forth. We have one common blockchain. We will, we can reduce corruption. So I would argue that yes, we have more dependencies on maybe one blockchain, which we could all talk about. But that being said, the activities are probably processed and more secure than ever. I think the movement.
So do you understand what he's talking about there? Tokenization and what was the other term?
Towards tokenization
and
decimalization.
Decimalization, tokenization, and digitalization.
Fractionalized, programmable, instantly
So
transferable.
How Bitcoin operates is a blockchain, right? So it's all digital currency. And so you have a wallet, it's all online. I don't 100% understand. I'm not going to say I am any kind of crypto expert because I am not. Very far from it. I'm a freaking Gen Xer. I still carry
don't
cash
even know
around.
what mining Bitcoin is.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. So what he's talking about is taking our currency, our current currency system, dollars, and you look at your bank account and you've got X amount of dollars, and then you have an account over here. Like I've got an account with some, my 401k and some other stocks and stuff in, right? So you've got different money, different places. You've got a mortgage with your mortgage company, and then you might have a car loan. So what he's talking about is a single digital currency, all digitized, all online. You either have a card or maybe it's even in your wrist, and it's all controlled. It's all in one place, everything.
Until they turn it off.
Your real estate is all in one place. Your stocks and bonds and your retirement and your food money and everything. One singular card, one singular place. Michael, you hit the exact thing on the thing. They control every single aspect of your life. And how important is our currency? How important is money right now to basically live your life, right? So now he's saying that we need to rapidly move towards this wonderful thing. What do you think of that?
I think they forgot to ask the public what they think.
Thoughts, Kristen? I want to hear your thoughts on that.
I am just learning about this. It just seems like they've been warning us about this for years. He's saying he wants to do, expedite the process.
Mm-hmm.
Seems crazy.
Right. Like this kind of sums it up. And then we're told the purpose of digital currency is to reduce corruption.
And we're just going to assume those things are just yucking it up, laughing at it.
Yeah, exactly. Reduce it. As the lizard people tell us, that's exactly what we want to do. We would totally reduce corruption that way.
They'll reduce corruption detection that way.
And they still get to decide who gets funds, who gets, and who control, like in that scenario, who controls that one blockchain? Is it BlackRock? Is it a private company? Is it the government? Who actually controls that stream of everybody's entire life, basically?
Even though they are, bigwigs, do we really think that bigwigs are going to work together in some sort of conglomeration? Or do you think there's going to be competition between companies? I don't see how they can do it without competition. It just, I'm CEO of my company and I think my company's best. We're going to make sure we stay best. And not play lapdog to some other company that they think they're best. So that'll be conflict.
Yep. So all right. So we got these guys, and then we've got our current government officials, especially in the executive branch. This is Secretary Lutnick today at the WEF. Let's see what Secretary Lutnick thinks about the whole thing.
Well, I think you should start at a much higher level. Okay. We are in Davos at the World Economic Forum. And the Trump administration and myself, we are here to make a very clear point. Globalization has failed the West and the United States of America. It's a failed policy. It is what the WEF has stood for, which is export, offshore, far shore, find the cheapest labor in the world, and the world is a better place for it. The fact is, it has left America behind. It has left the American workers behind. And what we are here to say is that America First is a different model, one that we encourage other countries to consider, which is that our workers come first.
Michael's head's back. Just refresh. So I think we're going to call it right. But at least we got to come back and say goodbye. Appreciate it. So, you learned stuff today?
I learned a little bit. I don't have you in my mic. I learned that. Do you have me? Is that what I sound like?
Okay, now you have me because I had to rechange my mic because, yeah.
Okay. I learned a little bit. Mostly I learned that I need to read up on what's going on in Davos outside of Macron's bloody eye.
Yep.
I mean, is this really, how interesting is this for us to know about? Like, I mean, I guess be in the know about, but we can't do anything about it.
Well, I think just knowing what coming is important, right? I mean, just what it's a lot to take in. It's a lot to think about, but there's a lot of moving pieces out there. There's all of this stuff is connected. All of this, like all of this stuff that happens at Davos is and tied into the non-governmental organizations that we fund that goes out and does basically the work of the WEF that we fund with our tax dollars. Like, so, I mean, it's, I think it's important. I think it's important to know. Other people might not, but I think it's important to know what these folks have planned. You know, I mean, who saw this AI thing coming 2 years ago? Like AI is such a big part of our world now. And if it's going to impact people's water and people's power, you know, that's stuff people need to survive. That's survival level stuff. Like water and power are two things that most of the world needs to keep functioning. So
all right,
that's my take on it.
What I will, a takeaway from the little bit that we've touched on today, I don't even want my own government to have as much control as it has.
Right. Let alone a bunch of corporations.
Well, let alone any more or at a larger scale, a global situation. That's
right. All of, I mean, these are world leaders and corporate leaders all at the same place having, you know, the screwed up thing is there's, you know, they do this and they go to like, you know, 5-star restaurants. They fly in chefs from around the world, and the escort, the number of escorts that fly into Davos is off the charts too. Oh yeah.
Look into that.
Mm-hmm.
Mama needs a couple bucks.
Shoot. So yeah, there's so yeah, we'll do some more next week, and I'm sure there'll be other craziness happening because there's something nutty every single freaking day.
Can't wait.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll see you guys later. Thanks for hanging out.
Michael says bye.
Yep, he does. All right, are we still there? Let's make sure. Where's this not in?